Hey guys, it's Lindsay here with Pilates On Demand. Today we are going to do a standing upper body yoga stretch on the wall. So you need a wall space that's about your arm span distance, so free, no furniture, no pictures. And then we're also going to use a yoga strap to warm up. If you don't have a yoga strap, you could use a belt. So we're going to get right into it. This is going to be all upper body focused, like I said. So here we go. We're going to take that belt. You're going to take your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders to start, with your wrist facing the floor. And then your arms need to stay straight for this. If you can't keep your arms straight, then I want you to take a wider grip. So you'll do the first couple just to test. You're going to bring the strap all the way behind your back towards your butt, and then all the way back out in front of your chest. Good. So as your arms go back, you want to keep those elbows straight. If that feels easy, you want to bring the hands closer. Good. And then bring it back around. So this is going to open up our shoulders and the chest. Now I'll show you what I don't want it to look like. I don't want you to have to lift your shoulders up, bend your elbows, or arch your back at all, right? So this is kind of like the no-no position. You're going to keep the spine straight, the arms straight, to go front and back with those arms. Yeah, and then maybe after a couple, it gets more loose and you want to take a more narrow grip. You could totally try that. So I'm going to try a couple more front and back. Good, and then just find that breathing. You're going to inhale as those arms go back. Think tall through the spine, and exhale as those arms come back to the front. Okay, let's take one more here. Inhale, the arms go up and back. And exhale, those arms are going to come back to the front. So we're going to go more narrow with that grip now. Still a little wider than shoulder distance, maybe like more of a V. Wrists to the floor, taut strap, pull it apart, arms straight up. Feet are hips distance and parallel. I want you to try to bring the arms back so they frame your head. You're really tall in your posture. We're going to take side bends. Stretch all the way over to the right. Pull the top hand up, the bottom hand down, and then roll up through your side. Stretch all the way over to the left. We're pulling that strap apart. We're opening up through that right side. We're bringing it back to center. So the more flexible you feel here, you can take the body a little bit lower to the ground, but what I don't want to see is the top shoulder rounding forward. So I want you to think nose and belly button points to the front wall the whole time. And I want you to go for length rather than getting super low and crunching and dropping. Okay, the other thing we're looking for are the hips. Say I'm going to the right, stretching over to the right. I don't want to push my left hip out. So pull that left hip in over the left foot and then come back through center. So I'm not letting the hips move at all. Lower half of the body is nice and still. Does anyone else break a sweat doing this? This makes me really warm. We're going to take one more each way. Stand heavy in the left foot as we stretch to the right. Roll up through center. Stand heavy in that right foot as we stretch to the left. Lengthen, lengthen, and come through center. Bring that strap down. Okay, strap is going behind the back now. We're going to have an overhand grip. So the wrists face your low back. Now the closer the hands are, the more of an opener you're going to get in the chest. If your shoulders, let's move that hair, if the shoulders are rounding forward like this, then you need to take a wider grip so that you're able to open your chest. So that's the precursor. If you can keep the chest open, then the hands can come closer. Standing nice and tall, tension in the strap. I want you to reach the strap to the floor as you lift your chest straight up towards the ceiling. Imagine touching the sternum on the sky. And then exhale back through center. Good. Open across the collarbone. Pull the strap back and towards the floor and lift your chest straight up. And then come back through center. So I'll do a couple straight on so we can see this chest movement. So we take the hands closer if you're feeling looser. Pull the elbows and shoulders together behind your back. Move the strap away from you and down and lift straight up. Now I'm thinking of my arms reaching towards the floor. That's helping me plug those upper traps down. We don't want to create a crunchiness in the neck, so we want to keep space there. And last one through center. Big breath in, reach the heart up, reach the strap down. And then we're gonna let that go. Ah, that already feels better in my neck. Okay, let's put the strap away. We're gonna use the wall now. This is gonna be a lot of shoulder and chest and pec opening. So we're going to start with the left side of our body against the wall. So we're sideways to each other. You're gonna take your left forearm, palm and elbow on the wall. The palm is spread wide. I want pointer finger and thumb actively planted, and your elbow lines up with your shoulder. So we got a 90-degree bend. You're gonna push the wall away from you, and then you're going to start to turn your body away from the wall to the right. That's going to intensify the stretch. Now make sure your hand and your elbow have not gotten light. So you know when you're a kid and you make that kind of hand print in the cement, that's what you're going for here, into the wall with that hand and elbow. Puff your chest straight up. And we're going to add some neck movement. You're going to look out over that right shoulder as you push that left elbow into the wall. Then you're going to look down towards your right foot and think of actively pushing your chin into your chest. And then we're gonna look all the way up to the ceiling. You can lean the head back. Option to pull the chin or bottom lip up towards the nose. And then release through center. Okay, we're gonna come a little closer to the wall, but we're still off the wall with our hips. You're gonna walk that left arm straight up the wall, slightly in front of the ear, and then I want you to spiral your elbow and your tricep straight forward. Then you're going to lean your upper body into the wall as you think of pulling the wall down with that left arm. This is your lat stretch. So right here is what you should be feeling in that left elbow. So just to remind you, hips off the wall, we're leaning the left armpit towards the wall. We're wrapping the bicep back, the elbow forward. Now you're gonna rest that left elbow on the wall, bend the elbow so your left palm comes to your low back. We're into our tricep stretch. Lean your head back and lean into that upper arm. Now the deeper you bend this left elbow, the more you're going to feel it in that shoulder, in that lat area. Good, and then we're going to release that side and just shake it out. So I'm going to show you the other side from a different angle. So we'll do the right arm now. So right side of the body is next to the wall. You've got that 90-degree angle. So elbow in line with shoulder, palm planted, and fingers are really open and spread wide. So I don't want to crunch this right shoulder into my back. I want to create length. So I'm pushing the wall away from me. And then I'm going to intensify by turning the body away from the wall to the left. So that's just an add-on. If it's really tight, you can stay squared. That's totally fine. Otherwise, you're turning the body, pushing against the wall, lifting up through your heart. And you should feel this right in the front of that right shoulder. And then I want you to look all the way over that left shoulder as far as you can with the chin parallel to the floor to start. Good. Now you're going to drop your chin towards your chest. Think of really trying to limit the space between the chin and the chest here. Crunch that neck down. Push against the wall actively. Good. And then the chin's going up towards the ceiling. Maybe that bottom lip lifts. Lean the head back. Good, and then release, and we'll come into the lat stretch. So now re-square yourself, stepping a little closer to the wall, but see how my feet are still about a foot off the wall. That's important. That right arm is going straight up, palm plants actively. Right tricep, back of the arm turns forward, shoulder drops down, and then we're gonna lean into the wall. So my armpit is leaning into the wall, the hips are off the wall. Good, and I'm pulling my lat down, but still keeping pressure on my thumb and pointer finger into the wall. This is a big stretch for me. I don't know about you, but man, I feel this one. Okay, we're gonna bend the elbow now. place the right hand on the shoulder. So if you're tight, the right hand will be here. If you're looser, that right hand is coming towards the shoulder. I still want you to think of the back of that right arm going forward, and I'm leaning my body into the wall, but hips are still away. Head is nice and tall. Good, and then release. Okay, we're gonna come through center and do a puppy's pose. You're gonna have your fingertips on the wall. So you're gonna clamp the wall, maybe that's a good word. Hands are out to a V. Turn your elbows forward like we practiced just a moment ago. Elbows rotate to the wall. Feet are about a foot off the wall. You're gonna lean your chest to the wall, but keep your hips back over your heels. This is going to be a stretch for the chest and the lats. Okay, I want you to feel like you're dragging the wall down so those upper back muscles connect, core is engaged, and then if you're advanced or your neck feels okay, you can look straight up. The chest can touch the wall, but hips are back. Good, tuck the chin and roll off and shake that out. Okay, we're gonna start with the left side again and do some other things, and then I'll show you a different angle for the right side. So this is gonna be some side bending. So you're gonna place your left hand on the wall about at shoulder height. Then you're gonna walk a couple inches away from the wall. Right palm faces your cheek. You're gonna reach that right arm straight up and get really tall. Keeping the hips stacked over the feet. You're gonna stretch into the wall, pushing actively down through the right foot, drawing the core and the ribs in, and then leaning and reaching the right fingertips to the wall without the hips moving. So you're using that left hand to push off the wall rather than lean into it. Good, leaning the head back. Maybe that top arm moves a little further back in space, and we find this big opening in that right side. As you roll up, exhale, use your core, coming back to standing. Okay, so we're changing it up. Hips are gonna go against the wall. So feet are off the wall about a foot. The further the feet are off the wall, the more intense this will be. It'll create a bigger stretch. So feet, we'll put them a foot off the wall to start. You're gonna lean the outer left hip into the wall. Then reach both arms straight up. With the palms facing in, grab the left wrist with the right hand and pull yourself over to the right. Good, move the arms back, drop the shoulders, and think of creating as much length between the outer left foot and your left fingertips. Good, so this is kind of like a crescent shape in the body. Good, take a big breath in, and then exhale, use your core, and roll yourself on up. So that creates and uses a lot of strength as well. So you should be feeling your obliques a little bit. One more with this left arm. That left arm's gonna reach straight back. It's at shoulder height. Fingers spread wide, plant the palm. Now walk your body into the wall, like you're kind of hugging the wall. Get nice and close to it. Drop that left shoulder and lift your chest up. Now, if it's very intense, you can turn into the wall and that will lower the intensity. If you want more, you can kind of turn your chest and your hips away from the wall, maybe even the feet. But if you feel the shoulder rising up, then that's a little bit too far for you. Let's take a couple deep breaths right here. Good, I even feel this all the way up into my bicep for sure. And then turn and look over that right shoulder. We're getting into the neck. You're gonna look down towards the right foot. Up towards the ceiling. And then center and release. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna go back into that puppy's pose. So I'm gonna show you the puppy's pose now from the back, just so you get some different angles. Feet are off the wall about a foot. We're gonna go palms facing in. This is more externally rotated, meaning it's gonna create a bigger stretch in our shoulders and lats. We're at a V. Pinkies on the wall. If you're really tight, you can go wider. If you're really loose, you can go more narrow. I'm gonna start a little wider than my shoulders distance, reaching the arms up, pinkies on the wall, lean the chest to the wall, turn your elbows to point to the wall, chest can touch the wall, maybe the gaze goes up. Remember, the hips stay back, so you feel weight in your heels. Now I want you to pull down through your arms and plug them into your shoulder sockets. Good, let's take 3 breaths here. Good, and then tuck the chin and move off the wall. Okay, we're gonna come to our side bends with the right side to the wall. So I'm gonna face backwards so you can get a different angle. So I'm gonna place my right hand on the wall. It's at about shoulder height. I'd say I'm a little bit more than a foot away from the wall. Feet are parallel. And then that left palm is going to face my cheek. I'm gonna reach my left arm straight up and get really tall between my left foot and my left fingertips. Then I'm gonna take that side body stretch. Now notice I'm leaning into the wall, but I'm not leaning with my hips or really bending this right arm. I'm pushing the right arm off the wall to keep my hips stacked over the feet, and then I'm reaching. Pull that left shoulder into the socket and stretch. Think of sending your left side ribs to the left side wall. If you're more flexible, move the left arm back in space. Good, and remember not to turn your chest to the wall, but away from the wall. Good, reach and lengthen. Good, opening up through this left side body. Good, using your core. And we're gonna exhale, tighten the belly, and stretch all the way up. Woo, big opener. Okay, now the right hip is gonna go against the wall. I'm gonna walk in. Feet are gonna still be about a foot away from the wall. For this one, the closer the feet, the less intense. So if it's crazy intense, walk in closer. I'm gonna go right in the middle. So I'm gonna bring my outer right hip into the wall. I'm leaning into the wall. My arms are reaching straight up. I'm going to turn my palms in, grab the right wrist with the left hand and pull. So I'm tractioning this right side away from the wall. Head leans back, arms shift back. Core is connected. And I'm thinking of lifting. I'm using my abs to get longer. Plug the shoulders into the back. Good, and then hold yourself up from your abs. Good, remember not to dump. So we're not just hanging into it, we're lengthening out of it. Good. And then you're gonna exhale and draw yourself up. I feel that right oblique quiver to get me back up. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this right arm and reach it straight back behind me, palm on the wall at shoulder height. Now I want you to think of rolling the front of the right shoulder off the chest. So I'm pulling the right shoulder blade into the back. Then I'm gonna cuddle the wall, lift the heart up, maintain space in the front of the right chest. Can lean into the wall. Remember the additionals are to turn away from the wall with your toes, knees, hips, chest. Lifting the heart, and I want you to turn and look all the way over that left shoulder. Check out what's going on over there. And you're gonna look down towards your left foot, pressing your chin into your chest actively. And then look up to the ceiling, lean the head back. Good, and then let's release that through center. Okay, we're gonna finish with a down dog on the wall. So have your feet about hips distance. Your palms are gonna go on the wall at your rib cage height. So this is here for me. They're gonna be a little bit wider than your shoulders. You're gonna push against the wall so the arms are straight. Walk the feet out underneath your hips. Then bend your knees. So this is not a hamstring stretch. The focus is the upper body for this class. So knees are bent. That is so you can lengthen your booty back. Let your chest drop down in between your arms. So if you're not close enough and your elbows are bending, I need you to walk in. So notice how I'm not bending my arms to come into this. Press through the palm, anchor through the shoulder. Chest moves forward, hips move back. Connect the frontal ribs. Now imagine you're a dog. I want you to sway your tail over to the right and crunch your right oblique. Push more through the left palm. All of a sudden you're going to feel a big side body stretch down that left side. And now that tail goes to the left. Crunching the left oblique, push through the right palm. Good, major distance between the right palm and the right hip crease. Good, you're gonna come back through center. Find a little arch in the back. Tailbone moves back, shoulders move into the body, chest moves forward, look towards the wall. Take a breath in, connect those upper back muscles. And then deep into the knees, tuck the tailbone, roll it up, and walk it in. Whew, that feels nice. Loosen the waist, the lats, the shoulders, and the neck. So that's what we hit today. Let's just close out our practice by taking a deep breath in. Reach those arms up. As the hands come to your heart, take a deep breath out. And bow your chin. Just centering our energy for a second. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope you guys enjoyed class. I certainly feel reset. My neck feels a lot more mobile, which is a good sign. I know this always gets tight, whether it's from working out, more intense yoga practices, weights, getting stressed in the car. So this is a good way to reset. I hope you enjoyed class. My name's Lindsay Bushman. This is Pilates on Demand. Please like, subscribe, share, and I hope to see you on the next yoga class, Pilates class, wherever we are in the world. Bye, guys.